Avoidant: how to love or leave a dismissive partner. What are attachment types? Psychologists have noticed that children whose caregivers, generally mothers, were either unresponsive to their needs or overly concerned by their needs tended to have children with problems relating to others in a secure way. If the child's needs had been ignored or only grudgingly attended to, the child would be avoidant, meaning the child would stop seeking comfort or ignore the caregiver. Children who are given a mix of comfort when needed and inattention or unwanted attention inconsistently often end up anxious, preoccupied. The child is afraid and needs constant reassurance to feel safe, often clinging to the caregiver and being too afraid to explore out of sight. A secure child, on the other hand, was used to having their cries met with comfort and assistance, but only when needed, and learned the language of love. Messages of "I'm here if you need me" and "you are safe." Secure children eventually feel safe enough to explore and leave the caregiver's side without fear, since they know their cries will be heard and responded to, even from a distance. This field became known as attachment theory. In the late 80s, this understanding of children's attachment types was extended to adults. Early upbringing tends to set up the emotional mechanisms for handling all significant relationships, with an adult's style of handling partner and even friendship relationships heavily influenced by the patterns learned in early childhood. Adults with secure patterns have more satisfying, lasting, and successful relationships than adults with other patterns. Studies have shown that these styles of dealing with caregivers, those most important giants who kept us safe and fed during childhood, tend to carry on in adulthood. The basic templates adopted then are used to deal with anyone close, partners or friends. Knowing what templates we use and the templates others use with us can give us an intellectual understanding of communications issues that allows us to empathize with partners who are driving us crazy with their neediness or hurting us with their coldness. It's all in the signal-response dynamics of our attachment style. In this book, a person will be categorized by their predominant attachment style by referring to their attachment type. What type are you? First, we'll look at your attachment type, which will suggest what type of partner would be good for you, and whether you yourself have some attachment issues you can address to be a better partner to others. Please go online to take the accurate and self-scoring test by researcher S. Chris Frawley. While you are taking the test, answer the questions with your current partner in mind, if you have one. Then, take the test again, thinking of yourself before you got together with your current partner. If the two results differ significantly, then your current partner is either making you more or less secure than you would normally be. The relationship you are thinking of can strongly influence the attachment type you appear to be. The idea is that when we are with a non-committal person who's always threatening to leave, we are prone to feel like a clingy, ambivalent child, regardless of our previous attachment experience. When we are with an insecure, punishing nag, we are prone to become somewhat distant and avoidant. So, while one tends to have a predominant attachment style from childhood experiences, how you behave in a real relationship may vary as the style of your partner influences you. All of us have secure and insecure moments and can temporarily or under stress exhibit any of the patterns. It is common for those with avoidant, that is, intermittently responsive, partners to be driven toward the insecure, anxious, preoccupied style, while those with anxious, preoccupied, over-signaling, clingy partners are driven to feel more avoidant themselves. If you are reading this book, you are likely to be either secure or anxious, preoccupied yourself, with a partner who is either dismissive avoidant or fearful avoidant. If you haven't already read my first book, Bad Boyfriends, read the sections which follow to understand the various attachment types, especially the avoidants, who are especially difficult in intimate relationships. Type: secure. A person of the secure attachment type, who we will call a secure, is self-confident, empathetic, and observant of the feelings of others. Having been brought up with responsive caregivers and feeling safe and relying on others for comfort and care, a secure person has confidence that she can be herself, disclose her own inner thoughts and feelings to those close to her without fear of rejection. And when she is rejected by someone unfamiliar, know that she is worthwhile and not feel much hurt by others' moods and negative feelings. Confident of her worth, she can roam the emotional world freely and assist others with her strength and empathy. Lacking the fears and preoccupations of the other types, she can communicate honestly, empathize completely, and love unconditionally. How did these people reach their secure state? Some children seem to be naturally resilient and will find enough good caregivers even in a less than ideal childhood to overcome, say, a negligent mother. Others, not born with a secure predisposition, may achieve it by the attention of responsive but not overbearing parents. And yet others grow into a secure style in adulthood by overcoming their initial, less functional attachment type through therapy, introspection, and study, or most commonly, a significant centering relationship with a partner or a community of friends. It is the ability to see into the feelings of others that separates the secure type most from others. A quiet, calm attachment center allows the secure person to attune themselves to others, making them better parents, partners, friends, and employees. And the ability to freely express both positive and negative feelings enhances their relationships. This is the skill called emotional intelligence. If the secure adults had unhappy attachment histories, they seem to have understood and worked them through, at least to the extent that they could speak about them without getting into a stew, often demonstrating insight into the effects their negative experiences had had on them, as well as some forgiveness or understanding of the parents' behavior. Both Fonagy and Main believe that the most important quality distinguishing the secure from the anxious adults is their capacity to understand what makes themselves and others tick. They are better able to recognize their own inner conflicts and to have a sense of why their parents behaved as they did. The benefits of the secure style accumulate over a lifetime. Secure children are more liked and have more friends than others, and tend to have happier family lives. Kobach found that secure teens, those who were able to speak coherently and thoughtfully about their experiences with their parents, were better able to handle conflicts with both mother and father. They were more assertive and more capable of listening to their parents' point of view. And they showed less dysfunctional, critical anger. They also made an easier transition to college. Secure find partners and friends more easily, form attachment bonds more readily, and tend to have longer and happier marriages. In working with others, secures use their ability to reflect on their own and others' inner emotional states to more effectively communicate. Their emotional intelligence lets them work in teams, understand the emotional messages sent by others, and respond appropriately, both verbally and non-verbally. Others understand their feelings better and have a greater sense they can be relied on. Thus, on the whole, secures are more successful in a group work environment. Secures also have higher incomes on average. If you are dating a secure, he puts his cards on the table and will show interest if interested, or decline to go forward if not. Secure people don't withhold or manipulate to get what they want. They tell you what they want, offer what they have to give freely once a relationship is underway. A secure wants you integrated into his life. He wants his friends and family to be your friends and family if possible. A secure does not try to keep you from knowing them or live a compartmentalized life where you are not welcome in some settings, like work or family. When there is conflict in goals or plans, the secure will make an effort to understand your point of view and find a compromise that satisfies you both. A secure does not put up barriers or constantly talk of boundaries. If you press on him too hard, the secure will let you know your error, but not hold it against you. A secure can speak freely about his feelings and memories, and explain how he feels or felt so you can understand it, and he values your understanding of who he is and how he got to be that way. Secure people tend to show anger in a relationship more easily, but quickly recover their calm and don't hold grudges. Someone who is honestly angry at you for a good reason is communicating their distress in a healthy way, when a less secure type might suppress it and add to a secret store of resentments you will never be told about directly. Levine and Heller have a nice list of the ideal characteristics of secures. Great conflict busters. During a fight, they don't feel the need to act defensively or to injure or punish their partner, and so prevent the situation from escalating. Mentally flexible. They are not threatened by criticism. They are willing to reconsider their ways and, if necessary, revise their beliefs and strategies. Effective communicators. They expect others to be understanding and responsive, so expressing their feelings freely and accurately to their partners comes naturally to them. Not game players. They want closeness and believe others want the same, so why play games? Comfortable with closeness, unconcerned about boundaries. They seek intimacy and aren't afraid of being enmeshed, because they aren't overwhelmed by a fear of being slighted, as are the anxious, or the need to deactivate, or the avoidance. They find it easy to enjoy closeness, whether physical or emotional. Quick to forgive. They assume their partner's intentions are good and are therefore likely to forgive them when they do something hurtful. Inclined to view sex and emotional intimacy as one. They don't need to create distance by separating the two, by being close either emotionally or sexually, but not both. Treat their partners like royalty. When you've become part of their inner circle, they treat you with love and respect. Secure in their power to improve the relationship, they are confident in their positive beliefs about themselves and others, which makes this assumption logical. Responsible for their partner's well-being. They expect others to be responsive and loving toward them, so are responsive to others' needs. Roughly half of the population is secure, but since secures are more successful at getting into and maintaining happy relationships, secures are less and less available in older dating pools. Extracted from Avoidant: How to Love or Leave a Dismissive Partner. To have access to the full book, click the link in the description of the video. Thank you.